Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Doodle Babble. I'm Ellen, and today we're going to do something different. Going to look at my sketchbook that I started in March 16th, I believe. Okay. So actually going to start with the end. And today the topic is speaking and babbling. What is the difference? Is there a difference between speaking and babbling? Well, I think so. Speaking is more like a kind of serious talk, while babbling is just little small exercises, small things that you can talk about and then maybe go on to something else or doesn't really need to make any sense. So babbling is like doodling and speaking is like drawing. So many of you maybe know that I actually don't like speaking. I don't like talking. My preferred way of expression is drawing, because I think drawing is more efficient because you can express more with less. An image is worth 1,000 words, so we say. But at the same time, I think it's also important to speak, because in speaking, there's the voice, there's the words, and there's also other kinds of information that can be communicated. So yeah, I guess this is a big thing for me because I don't like speaking. And why don't I like speaking? Because, well, I guess from my personal experience that speaking is a way of showing myself to others that could become dangerous. Well, it's kind of weird saying that, but in speaking and by using words and language, I feel like people could really start to judge me by the way I speak, by the language I use, and even by the sound that I make. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so where's the source of this, like, aversion to speaking, to making sound? What actually, where does this all come from? Well, I guess it's related to my personal story, because I moved a lot. So I moved several times. When I was 4 or even 3 years old, I moved. When I was 5, I moved again. And then I moved from Beijing to New York when I was 12. And then from New York to France when I was 23. So yeah, so I'm still here. And for me, each time I move, I had to speak a new language. I had to learn a new language. I had to kind of pretend that I fit in. So when I spoke, I didn't speak the perfect language at the time. And even when I was in China, when I moved from one region in the south to the north, there was a big difference in the different sounds that the Chinese language was making. So before I was speaking a dialect, and when I moved to Beijing, I had to speak another dialect. So even just from the sound, people could know where you're from. And for me, that was kind of dangerous, because it really opened myself up to like other kids laughing at me and stuff like that. So yeah, that was pretty sad. So from that experience, I've learned to not to speak and not to show myself, because, well, sure, I learned to speak English, I learned to speak the Chinese, I even learned to speak French kind of correctly. But actually the safest way is just not to make a sound. That way, nobody's gonna know that I'm a foreigner or I'm an outsider. So yeah, so I resorted to expressing myself through images and through visual things, because that art, pictures, is a universal language. So there is no difference in how you draw or you're drawing. You could not tell where you're from. You cannot see the color of the skin. You cannot basically, yeah, you can not really categorize people in different cases and different separations. So in drawing, it's really a universal way of communication, and this is why I prefer this. Yeah, so there it goes. My part of speaking for the day. Et voila. I hope you've enjoyed it. For me, certainly was not an easy experience to say these things. So thanks for watching. Bye.